What's up, everybody? Adam from BlackTop SmackTalk is here. The day has come where we have finally returned. Man, I'm so excited and happy to be back. It's been a long time coming. I know a lot of our fans and listeners have been asking, like, man, Adam, what's up with you guys, man? Are you guys still a thing? Are you guys still doing the pod? Of course we are, man, but life gets in the way sometimes, so we had to go on a little hiatus. However, we're back. Unfortunately, though, you only see me. I'm a solo artist today. You know, my guys are either out of town working or coaching or busy, and it's good. You know, Charlie, Sando, and Bruce, man, shout out to them, my co-hosts. Unfortunately, they can't make it today. As you guys have known, some of our guest appearances, we've done a little segment or a little series called When the Ball Stops Bouncing. And with that being said, I have one of my former players, a young, up-and-coming, real savvy entrepreneur who has his hands in a lot of different things. My former player, CJ Bussey.
Oh, man.
I dap you up, bro, but we'll pound it real quick. Man, CJ, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. Blessed to be here. First and foremost, it's a pleasure and an honor. Thank you for having me here. Of course, being a former player of yours, it's always been a pleasure knowing you through the years. So I definitely want to say thank you. Just from first interaction, meeting years ago, to still keeping a strong relationship on the daily. Very grateful to be here, and I know I'm in for a good one today, so I'm excited.
Yeah, as you can see, we're coming to you live from the Third Wheel Podcast studio. Out here in Seattle. We are not outside, but apparently CJ thinks we're outside, and my man has to go with the shades, inside. But it's cool, man. Man, how's everything, bro? How's life, man? Obviously you and me talk almost daily, bro. So I know, but then how is everything, man? How's life treating you?
Life is life right now. It's in the grind mode. I mean, it's always been the grind mode, but now I really feel right now where I'm at in my life is an uphill grind, day to day, making it day by day, getting to the next day, just driving the perspective. So for me, life right now is just in the grind. I feel good. I'm happy. Some unfortunate circumstances took place past 2 weeks, so nothing about that. But I'm happy to be here, and life is it's a grind, and I enjoy the challenges day by day.
Definitely, bro. So with this series we do is we get to know you as an athlete, as a player, and growing up in Seattle and hearing your story. But then what entices me more is, your story is dope, but entices me more is what happened when the ball stopped bouncing. And so, we'll get to that. So, first things first, man, like growing up in Seattle, man, like what made you put a ball in your hands, man? Was it always basketball from the get-go, or did you play other sports like soccer, baseball, football?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, for me, basketball was since third grade. I can vividly remember playing in the mini hoops, typical kind of situation with most kids that kind of get the Christmas hoops for Christmas. Had that. Dad was putting me in that, and then kind of transitioned into community center playing, Rainier Community Center. That's where I, kind of really started to love the game of basketball. I was playing that in the little leagues and everything like that. And as I got older, my dad wanted me to play more sports, so I got involved in baseball, got involved in football, got involved in track as well. Mom wanted me on the track side. For me,
you ran track?
I ran track. I was really terrible.
Oh, I was gonna say, I coached you for 2 years, and I've seen you. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just,
exactly.
I don't know you for a speedster, but okay.
No, nothing speed. I was doing long distance, 400, 800 type situations. When I ran the 100, I was getting last place.
Right.
Nothing good when it came to track. Football, sucked at it. I played quarterback. Well, first started off playing tight end my 7th grade year, and then 8th grade went into playing quarterback. No, sorry, 6th grade I was playing tight end and transitioned to quarterback my 7th grade year for Rainier Ravens. Dropped the ball just playing that. I wasn't really a fan of the contact, just the day-to-day grind of football, so that interest wasn't there for me. baseball picked up 7th and 8th grade. I was a natural at it, outfielder, third base. The game of baseball to me, it was natural, but it was just too slow for me. And I had an injury in baseball during the game, and I was like, nah, this ain't for me. I mean, I know injuries are part of sport, but I was just like, I just want to hoop. And as hooping progressed, you start going in like club sports like AAU. My 8th grade year, played for Rotary Select, just the second team, and kind of was just like, this is what I want to do, take it as far as I can, going into high school and everything like that. And that was really just my athletic choices was really just basketball. I didn't really want to be a dual sport athlete. I didn't really have the passion to. I just wanted to drive basketball as far as I could. And that's what led to, as far as I could, which was college and everything. So, yeah, that was really just a choice of basketball for me.
Okay. Was before we get to high school, was there somebody, like when you was coming up in the, playing and whatnot, was there somebody, a player or two that you from our area, from Seattle, that you like looked up to? Or was it more just guys you've seen on TV, or is it a little bit of both? Or
yeah, it was definitely, honestly, it was more it was a mix of both, but it was more TV.
okay.
I mean, to be honest, a lot of people that know me know I'm a diehard Carmelo fan. So, my cousin Ennis Tyson that gave me an Oak Hill jersey. I didn't really know too much about players just yet, or being able to vividly remember. And then I started really like getting a chance to study him and watch him, go to like a couple of Sonics games, seen him play, and I was like, oh, this is the guy I want to emulate, or I like the way he plays the most. And then local, my cousin is Yasmin Fuller, and so she was one of the top recruits coming out of Washington. And during that like 7th grade year of mine, I was really like starting to grasp the concept. And I just liked the way she was playing. The Kennedy Catholic team, when they won state, they was really dominant throughout that year. So when I was watching her play multiple times, it was kind of just like, I just liked the way that she played. And then Peyton Siva as well, the same year, him winning state. They had Fred Wilson, Sporty, and all them guys. So really kind of just that. It wasn't like nobody I followed, but it was more like just being able to watch them because my mom would take me to the games. And that was kind of, but if I was to say, as far as like, somebody I really honed after, it would be definitely Carmelo. Just that's how it really got me into the game.
Okay. All right. So, man, ended up at Garfield. Was Garfield your neighborhood school?
No. Garfield was not my first choice. It wasn't a choice actually I wanted to go to. A lot of people don't know this. I'm actually, my high school years, I was living in Des Moines. And so Garfield was a family tradition thing. My grandma went there, mom went there, aunties went there. My mom's like, you're not going nowhere else type of ordeal.
Right.
So that was really the situation. The other option was Mount Rainier. I was kind of trying to go to Mount Rainier, but then kind of some things happening during the summer where one thing led to another. I'm playing for the summer league with Garfield. Next thing you know, I'm going to Garfield officially. So that's how I got into Garfield, and that's how everything started.
Man, so you played on some really good Garfield teams, sophomore and junior year. Your junior year, you guys were real talented. Got a lot of, top to bottom. Tucker was on that team. Former BTST guest and former offensive lineman Torrance was on that team. Kai was on that. Stelly. Who else was on that?
Trevante Williams.
Yep.
DeMario Hall, Adrian Buchanan, Jay Sean Augusto. We had Akil Williams transfer from O'Day. And then we also had Terrell Brown. That was he was hanging, like he was swinging. So he was he didn't swing until the end of the year, but he was like you said, top to bottom. And then we had a couple of other players that transferred in, like a guy named Vincent that we had that came that year. Zach Shepard as well. That came from Texas as well too.
So you guys were loaded, and so those 2 years, what's a moment that stood out for you as like a breakthrough, like where you were like, man, I belong here. I belong on this court. I belong with these guys. Some of the talent I'm playing against every day in practice, and then some of the talent I'm going out up against, in is it Metro at the time?
It was Kinko.
Oh, Kinko. When you was going up. Oh, that's right. Metro was like right after
my
that.
senior year.
Senior year. Yeah, that's right. So, playing against the guys in Kinko, what was a breakthrough moment for you?
Honestly, to be realistic, just to be honest and straightforward, my time at Garfield wasn't something that, nothing against Garfield or anything like that, but I never had a breakthrough moment at Garfield. It was never, I'm in the game, I'm in the prime moments. It was nothing like that. And this is nothing, like I said, nothing against Garfield as well. They gave an opportunity. I did the best I could with what I had and the options that were given. But it was mainly really just the practices. I mean, most of the time I'm coming across, I got to guard Tucker. I got to guard the Javonte Williams. I got to guard the Torrance sometimes. I got to guard the Zach. Sometimes I'm trying to get my game off as well. For me, it was never high school that really gave me a breakthrough light. It was really AAU for me. So,
and that was for you started off with Rotary, but then FOH, right?
Yeah. So after Rotary, once you get into the high school thing, it's kind of you're going against the best of the best trying to make a team. So I didn't make Rotary my freshman. Actually, no year in high school. I went to Friends of Hoop FOH my freshman year, but then I left due to some like situational stuff, and then it was just kind of like an independent playing on independent circuits, and then ended up playing in like a travel team from Eastern Washington for a little bit. But then my sophomore year came back, made the 16U 18 for FOH, and that's when I was like, all right, maybe I do got a chance, because at FOH, that's when Zach and Perryon and Josh were on 17s, and going against Zach every day. Like, this is Zach fresh out of Bothell, sophomore. His junior year, he's top guy in the country. So like from what people are seeing in the league, I'm seeing that on a day-to-day basis in Bellevue College at a Tuesday night. Every Tuesday and Thursday.
You go from Tucker, and shout out to Tucker, another former BTST guest. Shout out to Tucker. You go from him every day, practice, and then in the springtime you get those guys, Zach, Perryon, Suki too.
No Suki. Suki was gone because Suki's 2 years older than me.
Oh,
so
that's
he was
right.
Gone
okay.
out of the AAU. We played like Rainier and stuff, but after. Yeah, going into junior summer, that was like what it was. It was, regular high school season, Tucker and all them guys, and then summer, I'm going against Zach and Perryon in practice and, holding my own. So that's when it was kind of my breakthrough. Like, I feel like I can really do this hoop stuff, and that carried over into the junior year. But unfortunately, the junior year was kind of a political situation. Transfers came in, and it was back to the end of the bench.
So, in that junior year, real talented team, how frustrating was it to have such a talented team but not get the ultimate prize of a state championship?
That's a great question. It was very frustrating. I mean, we went 28-1. 28-2. We lost 2 games. We lost our very first game, which was to Todd Beamer, and we went on a 27 or 28 game win streak all the way till the second round of state, where we lost to Curtis in the semifinals. That year we was projected to win it. We was state number 1 the whole year. Tucker was leading us. Trey was leading us. They was a crazy dynamic duo, and like we was just on a tear. Like the team vibe was great. The chemistry was great. We was hanging out with each other after outside of practice, kicking each other on the weekends. So it felt like a real camaraderie was there that year. Everything aligned, and then kind of that frustrating piece of that game against Curtis at the Dome, just when everything fell apart, and then that was it. So it was frustrating. It was definitely a sad moment, because we definitely thought we was winning that year for sure.
Yeah, no, I remember talking to Tucker about that. That's something that still kind of not haunts him, but it still gets to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm sure the rest of y'all too.
Yeah. Tucker was cold, man.
Oh, nah, he's
still going. Still
cold, man. He's out in Japan doing his thing, man. So shout out to him. So that happens. Y'all placed what, third?
We placed third.
Okay.
I forgot who we beat the next that third, fifth place game. We won that and placed third at state that year.
Okay. So then something interesting happens is transfer. It's not interesting, but it is interesting in a sense where you leave, bring Stelly with you. Kai leaves, and so that's three varsity players just bounced. I'm sure every guy has a different reason. You know, I'm not going to get into other people's business, but I guess was playing time. You just want to be happy. You just want to like play basketball. Was that a deciding factor in transferring to Franklin, or were there other reasons that you just kind of don't want to get into?
No, I'm fully open about it. I mean, people that know the real reason. For me personally, it's a 2-question kind of thing. I'll answer the first one. I wasn't happy going in. I wasn't confident going into my senior, like leaving my basketball career at the hands of somebody that, and I was playing under Ed Hasson's great guy, great coach for what he's done, but I wasn't confident in what, that the opportunity would have presented itself for me my senior year. And within that, going from state to losing that state and then going into our senior year, kind of around June, kind of started hearing rumblings of transfers. And, you know, it's Garfield, so Garfield's very popular, but at the same time, we're hearing transfers are coming. The typical rumor B-Roy's supposed to be coming. Then the Garfield's going to Metro. So there was in Garfield. My senior Garfield State Kinko. So they went to Metro. My freshman year of college. That's when they had Jalen and Terrell Brown. Garfield they won 4A my senior year. They beat Richland in the championship.
Yeah, that's right.
So what happened was Garfield's got 7 transfers. So I knew right away, like, it was a political game. Numbers is going to be cut. And I'm like, I don't even want to deal with that. I'm coming off of a better AAU summer. And I'm thinking, if I go back to Garfield, there's no basketball after high school. If I go back to Garfield, it's going to be the like really trying to grind my way out and have like nothing wrong. Like, not saying like grind my way out into like getting into like college, but it's like there won't be no interest coming. I'm about to be going to doing like the back end work and showing up every place, the hoop, just to get my name out there. And that's kind of the route I knew was going if I went to Garfield my senior year. So I was like, Kai was the first one to kind of put in the buzz, like, bro, I'm out of here. Like, he was straightforward, like, I'm out of here. And my mom was still like, no, you're staying at Garfield, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, look, I'm not going to be happy if I go to Garfield my senior year. If I don't make this team, or if I get lowballed or not blackballed, but if I just don't get an opportunity, I'm going to react in a certain way. And she was like, you know what? I know you're passionate about it, so this is the next best option. Somebody gets her in contact. No, Craig Jackson. She knew Craig Jackson, who's the coach that took that year. Was like, I'm taking the job, and, you know, if CJ wants to play, he got an opportunity here. So that happened. Brajon was already on board. He was already kind of doing his, like, he was already trying to figure out his way too, and that just happened for both of us to land in our lap. And the opportunity came. We was close with Eugene Artisan, Keith Smith, and it was like, why not? And it's an opportunity to play. And, you know, that was the reason I did go to Franklin, was because I just wanted the opportunity to keep a long story short.
Just get on the court.
Get on the court, and for that main reason.
No, I feel you. What's a game that stood out to you that senior year, you know, for yourself individually? I know you've told me a lot of stories about your senior year, but what's a game for you individually where you were like, yeah, man, I feel good. I need the tape for that. You know, I need that for the archives.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, it was a few, but the main one was Cleveland. We played Cleveland 3 times and played against Kai, but I had a really good game the second time we played again at Franklin for a holiday tournament. So I needed that. That was one of them. And then, as crazy as it sounds, like, it wasn't like crazy production or anything, but when we played Garfield for MLK Hoop Fest, and then we played Rainier Beach the first time when they were ranked number 1 in the nation. So it was for me, those was kind of those 3 games, and then played like Seattle Prep and stuff. But those main 3 games always like keep a good memory for me.
Right. So, you know, your senior year happiness, and, you know, that's over with. Your honorable mention on Metro?
No, no, nothing actually. It was just a couple of like player of the games, but nothing.
No honorable mention on Metro.
Nothing at all.
But then, you know, trying to figure out the next phase, and then you end up signing with Yakima. So talk to us about signing with Yakima, and talk to us about your freshman year there.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be realistic, I didn't really know what I was gonna do after high school. It was kind of like you're not, just to piggyback off of this. Another reason I left Garfield is because I lost interest from the school I gained after my AAU season. It was Alaska Anchorage. It was just starting to like show interest. And this was like the deciding factor. And a lot of people don't know this story except for like the close friends or people that was there that day. Just to rewind how I got to where I was at to that after high school. I picked up interest from AAU going into the fall league. Basically, we have fall league game. Ed Haskins, I'm not playing, so I'm like, bro, I don't know what's going on here. So, like, Ed Haskins, we have a circle, a huddle, and we won the game, though, so, that's all good and all. But Ed was like, hey, CJ, in front of everybody, he was like, hey, I got a call from a coach about you. And I was like, shit. I'm thinking, like, bro, this got to be I already know it's from the summer, so I'm like, all right, like, who is it? And he was like, it was a coach from Alaska Anchorage. They told me that they want to start showing interest. And they was asking, like, what's your position going to be on the team this year? And I knew when he said that, I was like, bro, am I allowed to cuss on this?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm like, bro, you just fucked me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I just know what you did. Like, I know what you did because I already know where this is about to go. Basically, Ed was like, he told him, he was like, and I mean, I respect Ed for what he told him. He didn't tell him to lie. He was like, I told him that you're gonna be the 11th, 12th man on our depth chart, or like our rotation. Which, if everybody knows, like that's basically you're getting the scrub minutes, or you're not playing at all. And this is going into my junior, so I already knew what kind of show the junior was gonna be, which it kind of followed to be. So fast forward, going into after Franklin, I'm scrapping. I'm putting up like tapes. I'm like sending it to everybody. Like I sent my high school tape to any coach you can think of, D1, D2, NAI, well, not NAI because I didn't know NAI was at that time, but literally any D1, D2, National JUCO, everything, nothing. Like, it was just nothing. It wasn't enough. Tried to rekindle the Alaska Anchorage. They was like, bro, we moved on from you. And then, next thing you know, somebody came to my game, not my game, but somebody was like, hey, there's these senior high school showcases, like Coach Redwine from Renton.
Yeah.
He was doing like a lot of senior showcases that he used to, him and the older coach, Redwine, rest in peace, was doing like showcase for seniors. Went to a couple of those, started getting like NRAC interest. I don't know what NRAC is. I didn't even know that there was what community college was, to be realistic. And then after that, funny thing is, Brady starts calling.
Coach Brady,
sorry.
Yeah,
Donald Brady.
Coach Brady, newly assistant coach at Eastern Washington, man. Shout out to my guy, Coach Brady.
Coach Brady, congratulations. And Brady, I always mess with Brady. Brady was my guy. He was the one that looked out for me at FOA. He just took care of me and gave me opportunity. So when he started calling, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I was really leaning towards Shoreline. That's when I started showing him when I met you at the open gyms. And then somebody from Yakima, a close friend of mine, was like, hey, this coach wants to, give you a call. And I was like, all right. So, he's like, Yakima Valley, da-da-da. I didn't know what, like, Yakima Valley was. So I started doing my research, and I'm like, you know what, this doesn't sound too bad. I can get away from home for 2 hours, like 2 hours away from this close. So, keep a long story short, what went into the Yakima was I really just kind of wanted to be on my own. Even though it's not 2 hours, it's not far, but it's a Greyhound away. And it kind of went into that. Now, going into Yakima, it's college, in my head, I'm thinking college is everything is going to be that I'm seeing on TV. I'm thinking it's going to be parties. I'm thinking I'm about to be in the dorms kicking it with everybody. I'm on the team. Like, I'm about to just be living. I was completely wrong. I got out to Yakima Valley, going over the hill. Small community college is probably as big as, probably like a Safeway or something, to be realistic. Like, that's how big our college campus was. It was spread out though. It gave like college vibe, but it wasn't like I'm at a university. So my freshman year was very interesting. I came in true freshman, started right away, played. I gained feeling like, dang, I can actually play. Like, okay, somebody believes in my talents. Like, they're just giving me a shot. Like, and they're letting me play through the mess up. So that was my freshman year. It was very interesting, and I ended up, after my freshman season, transferring due to some team issues that the coaching staff had, and from there was was on the way back home. Little did I know. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You started hitting me up.
Yeah, no.
You was hitting me up. Me and Coach Brady, you was hitting us up.
What happened was we played you guys. You guys came out and played us. We played you guys.
I wasn't even at that game, but yeah, I remember. Yep.
I remember walking through the line and I was telling Brady, like, I'm gonna contact you. Because I knew, like, we just couldn't the bad thing about it was I didn't have, like, a mentor or somebody telling me, like, hey, this is what happens in college.
Yeah.
This is how you're gonna go through this, or this is sometimes you gotta see it through. It's not gonna be all gravy. So I end up transferring, and it's kind of a regretful but not regretful decision, but it still does. Sometimes I do think to myself, like, why did I transfer when I didn't understand the process or the going through how actual college works?
Right. Nah, shit happens, man.
Yeah.
Everyone has to, kind of experience it to kind of go through things, man. LeBron says, man, experience is the best teacher in life. You know what I'm saying? So, you end up with us.
Yeah.
You redshirted your first year. You was your redshirt year. That was. We struggled that year with injuries. We were good, but we struggled.
Yeah.
We had so many injuries. And that was frustrating. When you were redshirting. So I remember he was on the on the third team. Just he was getting them up. He was getting your shots up, much to Coach Brady's dismay at times. And but then like you came back for your sophomore season, man. That was a crazy experience. It was a fun experience, but the year in itself was nuts.
Yeah.
We ended up, we were struggling to start out the gates in conference play. Remember? We were struggling, and then, man, we ended up turning around and became, division champs,
Yeah.
So, man, just talk to us about that season. I know for you and me had a lot of conversations that year. It was just kind of a roller coaster. I know you came in just with high hopes, high expectations, and the ball didn't bounce your way per se. So, man, just talk to us about that year, and being a part of. I know it was like you were a part of something special, but knowing you, I know you didn't feel like you were fully a part of it. But you were part of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And it kind of goes back to that red shirt year. I remember Brady, and I thought for some reason, and I always like just trusted in Brady's vision and what he always had. Anything he told me, I believed in it. And then coming around to you and just being what you guys was telling me, I was like, all right, bro, I'm really red shirt. Because at first when I came back, I was willing to take like the 75 credits, and Brady was like, dude, you're gonna work yourself into the ground.
Yeah, I remember.
I was like, Brady, I need to play right now. Like, I don't want a red shirt. And he was like, bro, trust me, like you won't make it doing this. Like, you're gonna overload. And at that time, I'm 18 years old, 19 years old. I'm like, Brady, I can make it happen. And he left it in my hands. Remember, he was like, you want to do this? You can do it. I'll load it up for you. But he was like, trust me, you'll be better off red shirt and learning, like just working and getting better and being ready next year. And, when you're betting on yourself like that, you're not really knowing what the future will hold. So I'm thinking at this whole time, I'm seeing the team. I know we're struggling. I'm like, bro, I'm about to come in here and kill this shit next year. That's my whole mindset. Yeah. I'm thinking, like, I'm just working so hard. Like, I'm like, is this? I'm finally going to get, like, another opportunity to prove myself.
Right.
And so, you leave the red shirt year. Torrance playing that year, which was kind of the reason I kind of lined up trying to play. I was trying to play with Torrance, just play with him, and it didn't work out because the following year he doesn't even play. So going into that sophomore year, that summer, I never forget. I don't think I ever worked that hard in my life. Like, I don't think outside of my freshman year and going into coming off of the red shirt, going into that summer, I don't know if I ever worked that hard in my life. I felt like that was so much confidence in me. Body was changing, mindset was changing. I was dominating everything in workouts, ones. I just thought I was so ready, like nothing can stop me from the opportunity. Like, I just died in the gym, like, and it was just like that was kind of my story, like just being a gym rat, but just never really getting a chance. So coming in that sophomore year, I mean, once it happened, I mean, Brady started telling me like who was coming. You guys started telling me. I'm like, oh shit, bro, like this ain't what I thought it was gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Hawkins is coming. Dana's coming. Abdul's coming. Then you got like Peyton. Peyton was coming. I didn't know too much about him, but just even those first 3 alone, I was like, bro, man, this is finna be shot.
Right.
But I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna get it. Like I'm gonna get it so I can get it. But that wasn't the way it worked out. Like, you know, I was happy we was winning. I had a roller coaster career at Shoreline, to keep it what it is. First, when we was doing non-conference, I was playing, and I knew kind of what was gonna happen was once Andrew came off second part of the season, I already knew my minutes was gonna be
the eligibility stuff once they got eligible.
Yeah, so I knew I was trying to, in my mind every day, I was just, I need to just get as much as I can out of it. Like the time it is what it is. Like, bro, I'm not the athletic guy. I'm not the athletic combo wing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got a Drew and Dana on the wings. It's like, well, shit, you got, you know, Dana goes on to win North Region MVP. So it's like, Dana's not losing minutes, and Drew's coming. That's me. So I kind of knew the reality before the reality actually happened. And it was kind of just, you know, it was a sour moment, but at the same time, I just took pride in what was given to me, which was, you know, having freedom on the third team units, sometimes second team, but mainly third team units. And then I was having more fun in practice because I knew that, hey, if I'm going to work on my craft and get my stuff off, it's going to be here. It's not going to be in the game. And with the window of time I did in the games, I mean, it was cool, but it wasn't, you know, to be realistic, it wasn't like, you know, I'm going to break a sweat or anything like that. So I was getting like the garbage minutes and kind of just put me back in the same cycle of junior year of Garfield. Like, it's kind of just repeating itself. And, you know, like you said, we had a lot of talks. I had a lot of talks with you, OG Brady, which is Donald Brady's dad, which kind of kept me saying Antonio Foster. I don't know if he wants to be called Tone, but Tone as well. You know, you guys kind of kept me in the game as far as just being there, because sometimes I'll just check out. I was like, bro, I'm not here. I'm not playing. I'm busting my ass, but I need to play for. Like, I'm not playing. And it really sucked when it went from non-conference to conference, because that's when it really matters. And I'm playing non-conference, but I'm not playing conference. So then I'm, you know, what's our guy's name? He was the bounty one. He was
Hafid?
Was it Hafid?
Hafid,
It starts with a Y, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was playing conference too. So once he played, I remember Brady always loved the athletic guy. I'm like, bro, I'm not competing with this guy athletically.
Yeah,
So he would get like those minutes, and I was just like, bro, this is, you know, bullshit at the end of the day. But at the same time, you kept me afloat. You know, I'm telling you, some days I want to quit. I'm about to just go work a job. Like, that's where I was at with it. And then, you know, it's crazy. It happens. We go through playoffs, regions. I'll never forget the last time I ever played in the Shoreline jersey was the day we won non-conference against. Even though we lost, we won that
at Everett, or when we played Everett.
Yeah, we played Everett at home, and then we went on the road, and I never played in the game after that. That was the last time because what's his name? Somebody was hurt. Somebody was sitting.
Dana.
I think Dana got hurt.
Oh, he had to sit for some reason.
Somebody had to sit.
Yeah, Dana had to sit.
Somebody had to sit, and I got to play.
Sophomore night.
Yep,
it was
I got to play,
night,
and that was the last time I ever played. And then from there we get to tournament, lose first round, and that shit was crazy. But I was kind of just over it at that point, to be real. Going into it, I didn't really give a fuck, to be honest.
Right. Oh, it's a tough. I know someone from your position, and from a lot of the conversations we had. You know, I know that, like I said, the expectations you have for yourself, and, you know, you really wanted to, like, play at a high level and, you know, get a lot of minutes, but you stuck with it. You know, it was like naturally you wanted to quit and you wanted to, like, give up, but you didn't. And so that is a reason why, like, you ended up getting recruited. As crazy as it sounds, as you're talking about your story and how, like, frustrating it was, I'll never forget. I was mad at you because I had got you looks, a few looks where they were like ready to put the ball in your hands. And, there was because I remember you wanted to get into acting.
Yep.
Right, and we were talking about that, and so I found a school in New York, a D3 in New York. Yeah, they was pretty much like, all right, CJ, here's the ball. You know, it's your show. Yeah. But you ended up signing with Antelope Valley. which is still was still great. You know, we still worked on that. We still got you signed.
Yeah.
And so, regardless of all that, you know, but I was just that shows like the perseverance.
Yeah.
You know, of not quitting. You know, and anybody would have quit in your position. You know, it's the frustration all these years. It's leading up from junior year, senior. You know, don't play, even though you know you can play. Senior year, you hoop. Freshman year, you hoop, but you're just not 100% comfortable. Redshirt year, get stronger, get better, and then sophomore year is just like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So, despite all that, you got a scholarship to play at the next level, NAIA.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is not bad basketball.
100% not.
It is not bad basketball.
Yeah.
The misconception of anything below D1 is like it's bad basketball. It is not bad basketball. I remember watching some of your games, and just like this is real hoop.
Yeah.
So talk to us on, you know, why did you end up at Antelope Valley, and you know, talking about Antelope Valley, you played. You actually, your last 3 years of basketball, you won 3 conference championships.
Yep.
You made the tournament 3 times.
Yeah. Yep.
So you were super successful on the team scale. But what ended up, you know, you had the offer from New York. I forgot what school it was.
It was like Brooklyn. I remember it because somebody else went there. I remember exactly where.
Man, I forgot, but it was like, you know, they had the program that you were like, bro, I'm trying to get in this. And I was like, we found it.
Yeah.
Coach was all about it. And then you ended up in Antelope Valley. What was the reason that you ended up, you know, and it's kind of dope that you had like certain, you know, that you had these looks. Why Antelope Valley?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I always got to give my flowers to you and Coach Brady, but I know you stuck through me through thick and thin, so I definitely got to say thank you to you first and foremost.
Oh, yeah.
When there was no light at the tunnel, you made a light for me. So the school situation came down to it. I graduated early from Shoreline, so I was done going to school in March. So at this time, I'm just working a job. I'm working at LA Fitness, and I'm literally burning my tape out. I had like some minutes chopped together from Shoreline, and I'm just slanging it out. Same process like I did my senior year.
Let's stop him real quick. When CJ actually played, like he's gonna make it sound like, bro, I got like 2 minutes a game. No, he got minutes. No. We can check the stats.
Yes, we can check.
We can check the stats. He got minutes, and he played a little bit in some games. Some he didn't play as much.
Yeah.
But don't let him fool you. He's
I've had more. If you check the stats, you know, it's crazy. 2 weeks ago, it's funny that we talk about this. I was just one day looking at all my whole career, just from college, as much as I could find, because, you know, stuff like, you know, I was almost 8 to 10 years old now, so I was able to find some stuff, and it's crazy. It sounds like I had a lot of more DNPs than I did my sophomore year. I had way more DNPs than my freshman year. Well, yeah, my freshman year of college. I'm saying college, sorry. But the minutes was conference I played. Like, let me rephrase that. Like you said, non-conference I played. Like, I was playing 15 to 25 minutes a game. Like, I knew that was coming non-conference. When we got to conference, that's when a lot of the DNPs, the back-to-back DNPs, the 1 minute, the trash minutes. That's when a lot of things kicked in. So a lot of my tape was all from non-conference.
Right.
And to fast forward how I got to where Antelope Valley, same thing. I'm just emailing coaches. I literally email anybody. I emailed, like, not to even be funny, like, I was emailing, like, Duke, Kentucky, like, UW, like, anybody. I just thought, like, I don't even care if I could take a walk-on. But I had the D3 situation came, and for people that don't know, with D3, there's no scholarships.
Yep.
So,
athletic scholarship.
Athletic scholarship.
Yep.
And to even counter back on that, I had the academics. I was a 3.3 graduate. I always had my academics right, but this school particularly was just it was too expensive. So I had the conversation with mom, and it's like, look, mom, this is my options. I'm like, I can go to New York to go to school, get an acting degree, but this is, the financial route we got to take. Mom wasn't going for it.
It would hit the pockets.
It would hit the pockets.
Yeah.
Loans back, back in. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, do I really want to play ball at this expense? Because now I'm like, I got to be real. Like my financial situation in college wasn't like the best of the best, or having that luxury of even having parents able to pay for school. It was just gonna be a grit and grind, and I wasn't willing to take that chance of just taking those loans and put my mom in financial loans and stuff like that, just from the situations we was coming out of. And so that was the X. And I would have went, and I knew, and I really would have went if the financials would have lined up, but it just didn't line up for me. So I'm back to the drawing board, and then Quest comes in the picture.
That's right. Canada. We had Quest too.
Quest from Canada. So when Quest comes, I'm like, and I'm not. And let me put this picture. I didn't have options where like I'm choosing options. Like I'm only getting like one option. Like Quest was it.
No, I disagree with you there.
I didn't have that I knew of.
You had so Quest, Antelope Valley, and the school in New York. That's options.
No, but they came in spurts. So the Brooklyn came first.
So it's not like, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
No. You saying like it's not like you had the hats on the table and you picked that.
Right.
Okay, no, I got you.
Yeah, so.
But I'm saying how you're phrasing it gets misconstrued because. Nah, fuck that. Because I put a lot of work to get you those options.
So I apologize, but
no, you good.
I had the options, but they came in spurt timing. They didn't come at all at once. So like there was like these are your choices. Brooklyn was first. Quest came in after.
Quest is in Canada.
Yeah. So
Vancouver.
I didn't know too much about Canada in college. I was just being told I have three more years to play eligibility, and I'm kind of rolling with it. I'm looking at the situation, and the kind of what happened was I remember I was talking through you a lot through it, and I reached out to the coach. And the coach just gave me like a weird feeling, like he wasn't like communicating back to me, like not saying I wasn't like I'm like bro I need to be top priority or anything, but it just there was no real consistent communication. It was like, oh, did you talk with Adam and can we get you out here? Are you gonna come? And it was kind of like that. So I was like, I don't know if I'm rushed or not. And I'm like, all right, bro, this is probably not the best fit for me. And then the Antelope Valley picture comes in, and the Antelope Valley picture is very funny how it happened because that wasn't even an initial offer. It wasn't, they didn't offer right off the bat. It was actually a grind for it. The Antelope Valley comes, basically, I'm sending my tape out. I get connected with a coach from a school in the NAIA. He says, I'm applying for this job at Antelope Valley. I'll stay in contact with you. I like what I saw. Basically, he doesn't get the job, but the coach that gets the job, for somehow, some way, still had my tape. His assistant, who is Coach Mass, shout out to Coach Mass, he gets in contact with me. He's like, hey, man, I seen your tape. We're new coaches here. My head coach is going to be Darwin Cook. And from there, he's like, look, man, I know you're in Seattle. What are you doing right now? Like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm working out. And he's like, look, we're coming up to Oregon to go to my go visit my brother. We're going to have like a workout in the open gym in 2 weeks. Can you make it? And I'm like, yeah. At this time, I've never drove to Oregon by myself.
Right.
Did I call you about that? Okay, so yeah, I didn't drive to Oregon. I'm like, I don't even know if my dad's going to let me use the car to go to Oregon, but my dad was like, look, bro, like, you got to go handle business. Go. Yeah. I'll never forget. It was a day trip. I'm mashing the Oregon at 7 a.m. in the morning just to make it. I'm trying to, like, make sure I'm professional on time and yada, yada. I get to Oregon. I get to the gym 30 minutes late because I went to the wrong gym. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, shit, bro, I'm not getting this scholarship. So he's like, nah, come. He was like, this is where we're at. And what happened was it was on like 10 people, so I was actually the 10th person. It was like 3 people they were recruiting and like some locals that they knew to come have some open run. It was Coach Mass and Coach Darwin Cook, the head coach. And I get in there, and I'm just like, it was at Liberty High School where they play the what's the Christmas tournament they have? The Les Schwab. It was there. And so I'm just like, all right, bro, I'm here working out. I'm hooping. And I'll never get, like, after the first game, Coach Cook was like, hey, look, bro, don't come down here for no BS. Like, come here and do what you're doing to get this scholarship. So, bro, just go off and hoop. So at that point, I just started treating it like an open run. Yeah. Like, I'm killing it, like, dominating it. I'm doing everything in my power. I'm like, bro, this is all I got. Like, this is literally like, well, this like some last chance shit. Like, this is it. Like, bro, if I don't get this, it's nothing for me. Because signing period, I know, like, it's like in mid-July or at that time it was. I'm like 3 weeks away from like signing period. Like, I don't got no other options. Like, and I'm like, at this point, I got to get a job. Like, I'm going to go get a trade or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so, unique story, dominate the workout. They offered me a scholarship right there. I signed the scholarship. I still have this picture on my Facebook. I signed the scholarship on the trunk of, the hood of my car.
Yeah, I remember.
And drove back. And I wasn't like crying or nothing, but I was just like, dog, I got another 2 years. Like, I got a chance. Like, it's kind of just like, bro, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, is it worth it? And I'm just like, on my way back, I'm just like, I'm going to California. Like, it's real. Like, this is a real shit. And I didn't even know where Antelope Valley was. They never said, they never mentioned like visit or nothing. I was just going out there on all faith and just an opportunity to make a chance out of something.
So, you had back-to-back conference championships. You made the tourney. I mean, just talk about that, real quick. You don't gotta go in depth of it, but it's just talk about, man, you're part of another, 2 more conference championships.
Yeah. When it comes to college time, I mean, I'm always a big fan of the tournaments. NCAA, any tournament, I just love tournament style play.
Right.
Even in the NWAC. So when we got into NAIA, I still don't know what NAIA. I didn't know what NAIA was until I got out there. Like, I had to start researching and doing that stuff, and I'm like, bro, is this even a real league? Like, fuck is this, bro? Is this some scam shit? Because NCAA and NAIA, when it comes to athletic scholarships, is 2 different things.
100%.
So I'm not familiar with it. I'm like, all right, bro, I'm on faith, so I'm just rolling with it. And that first year in California, man, it was. When I look back on it, sometimes it was like the best time of my life, like, because I was just, you're just doing something on faith. You're like, I'm just doing this out of pure love. Like, this ball is taking me as far as it can go. I'm banking on the ball. We get out there, we go through the year, we're up and down, kind of just new team, new coaches, everything. We get to tournament play, and the first year we made it to the tournament off our power forward Jacob Mass. He took a charge. And the dude scored. It's one of those situations, like crazy movie situations. Dude scores a layup, but there's a charge, gets reversed the other way. We're going to South Dakota for the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where South Dakota's at. I don't know where South Dakota's at. I'm just, at this point, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, bro, I'm being realistic with myself. Like, my hoop career is not, I'm not going to the league. I'm not going none of that, like, pro, like, out of college. Like, I'm not going Europe or nothing right away. I'm just like, I'm here for the ride. Like, I'm just grinding. I'm getting spurt minutes. I'm kind of just adjusted to it. Like, it's my whole life. Like, I'm a spurt guy. I'm playing in minutes. I'm not playing DMPs. It's fucking like, I'm just here.
Yeah.
That was first year. We get smacked we played at the Sioux Falls NBA G League Center in South Dakota. It was a great experience, going through snowstorms and just great memories. Winning a conference title for the new team, it was great. Just experience of going through California. Sophomore year, it was
senior.
I'm sorry.
No,
My fault. Senior year, my official senior year, which is my 5th year in college. I'm just like, this is all I got. Like, I'm just give everything I got. Like, in my head, I'm just like, if I get something after college, like after what I've been through, like the basketball guys just want to see me play at this point higher than this. Like, it's just not enough. Like, there's just no way. Stay in California my junior year to senior year, working a job, yada, yada, yada. I kind of knew there was going to be some shifts that needed to be made personally with me and then, like, the team and everything like that. I was working a job, and, when you're in college, bro, you got to, like, be real with yourself. Like, you got to make money in college. Like, it's not, like, I didn't come from, parents or anything like that, to keep a long story short, that was able to give me money. Pops was able to give me money here and there for groceries, but he was like, bro, you got to get a job. So, at this point, the job's taking over my life. And I never forget my coaches on our college meetings, our individuals. He was like, hey, man, I didn't know you had a job. I was working overnight, and I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I was working overnight in college. So, like, I was working overnight, go to sleep for like 3 hours, go to school, go to practice, individual workouts after, hoop after, get back to the dorm, sleep for like 2-3 hours. I'm working overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Coach finds out. He's like, bro, there's 2 things you can do. You can keep working at that job, or I'm gonna take your scholarship. It's my only 2 options. I'm like, oh shit, bro, this shit just got real. I'm like, bro, what do you want me to do? He was like, I'm like, are you gonna? I'm like, you gonna pay for me or something? Like, you gonna pay for my food? Like, bro, I got a phone bill and like, stuff like that. And he was like, nah, you just ask your parents. I'm like, bro, all right, whatever. So I end up cutting the hours because I always believed in if I start something, I'm gonna finish something.
Mm-hmm.
I come out here to go to school. I come out here to be on the team. At this point, I gotta just take it on the chin, finish this. It's my best chance of getting a degree. I'm gonna just knock this out for the next 8 months. Happens. First beginning of the year, we suck. We go 0-12, but I don't care. I'm playing. I'm getting them up. Like anybody chooses stats, I'm shooting them up. Like we're just losing. But we're traveling. We're going to Oregon. We're back in. Like we're on big trips and we're flying. I'm like, bro, I'm in Alaska. I don't care, bro. This is it for me. Like I'm kind of content with it. And then we go to conference play. We go undefeated in conference play. So it's kind of like, what the fuck? Like now I'm back in the same position.
Yeah.
Same thing. Non-conference I'm playing. Conference not playing. DMPs, back-to-back Spurs minutes. Senior night I get 10 points. I'm like, oh, well, cool. I got tape. We win, go through conference tourney. Back in South Dakota following year. Get blitzed. And I'm like, that's it for me. Like, that was it.
Damn. So, through your up and down journey, man, you got school paid for.
Yep.
You got a degree.
Yep.
And what I've always loved about you is, you've always had your hand in something non-school or non-basketball, branching out and doing different things. And so I remember, you talking about your business that you were starting and then which was the start of your entrepreneurship, man. So like, man, where did all that come from? Where did because I know you wanted to do acting, but you ended up, getting a business degree. Business degree, wasn't it?
Yep,
business management degree. So once you realize the ball, it's like, all right, man, basketball took me this far, and now life is starting.
Yeah.
And look, what got you started in, all the different things you had going on? What got you started to where you're at now?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know what entrepreneurship was by official terms until after college.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. Like my dad was making me cut grass. I was washing cars for money to have money in the summer. I couldn't get a job when I was 13, 14, so I was just doing that stuff, was hustling. When you're on these AAU trips, you want to have a little pocket change on you. Right. So I was doing that stuff, knocking on people's doors, traditional stuff, selling candy out the locker room in school before. So that's when it came into it. But then after college, it just really the identity crisis came in, to be real. I'm sending film out to agencies like, can you sign me? Can you sign me?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's fucking with me. So, like, bro, I got to be real. I'm in California. I'm about to go back home. Like, I'm about to just figure it out. And then just, kept just grinding it out for a little bit, stuck around, had a little job, just trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Started selling stuff, Link Nation and all that stuff came about. And that's really what happened. To be real, like, it was just survival of the fittest. I was just trying to, probably just like most people that get into entrepreneurship or they start their stuff, they're just trying to survive. Come up with an idea. Let me see if I can put something together with it and, make it, drive it as far as I can. And that's kind of how my life has went. Kind of just, have a job, but still trying to like, what's the vehicle that's going to let me take that leap to the financial freedom and, setting the family up and stuff like that.
Okay. So what are some goals you got with this entrepreneurship? You got your Lank Nation. Do you still want to dabble in acting? You don't got to go too much in depth with it, but what's some goals you have with it?
Definitely build Lank Nation into a multi-million-dollar company, a brand that I believe that is possible doing it. It's gonna take work. It's gonna take sweat equity, and I believe that with the right people. Already with, my brothers Kai, Rejon, and Torrance, I believe we could build this. And, I put my life behind it. And That's the main thing. You know, if acting comes, that'll be from like skits and stuff that I always just dabbling around with on like TikTok. And you know, you used to bust my ass for that. Like, you used to kill me for that. But you know, that's not. I'm not looking, because I've got the experience of living in LA and, you know, chasing the acting dream. I did that more on my mom's side. She just felt that I had acting skills available, and I tested it out. I just didn't like the behind the scenes. So, you know, for me, I just want to be a business mogul. I think that's where my mind is at, building Lang Nation to what it could be. I like sales. I like customer service. I like working with people. I like helping people. So I think that is where my kind of, as I'm getting older and taking day by days more serious, I think that's where my life is turning, and putting all my focus into the brand and building the brand to where it can set us up financially and, you know, get us out of the day-to-day and, you know, be able to live on our own terms.
Right. Okay. Man, just some quick hitters, man. I appreciate you taking the time. Man, we just literally got just like 2 more minutes left. So just some quick hitters. Your top 5 players that you got to play with in your whole career.
Ever?
Yeah. Through high school all the way to college.
Naeem Ladd, played with him through AAU, and I played against him in high school, of course. That's my brother. My boy Brandon Wade out in California out in Antelope Valley. Also, damn, it's tough. My boy Sheldon Williams, California. Sorry, not Williams. Sheldon Blackwell in California as well. That's 2, 3. So then who else am I missing? Torrance, Garfield, for sure. And then lastly, I'll probably have to go with Keith Smith. I just want to put this out there. If Keith Smith never got injured, he'd probably be an all-pro right now, NBA. And I'm willing to die on that hill.
Okay. Toughest player you ever had to guard?
Shit. At the time, it'd probably be either in high school, it'd probably be Shaquan Aaron, Tremaine Isabel, Brandon Wade in California, and this dude named Ivan Dooley out in California as well, too. Two guys from the California area. And then Chris Allen from the Nationwide Soldiers. He in the Drew League. He was the Drew League MVP last year.
Okay.
So I used to bump against him a lot last year. So he was a tough cover.
Okay. Well, man, CJ, bro, I appreciate you taking the time. Come rap with me about your story and how you came to be as a player and now into a successful entrepreneur and bright and up and coming entrepreneur as well. You know, you real successful now, and the future's only gonna get bright for you. I appreciate you, bro. We have a real solid relationship, man. We talk every day, so I'm just happy to see how much you've grown as a young man. You know, now you're in your mid-20s, and I'm happy, bro. See, the future is bright for you, man. So, man, thank you. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. Flowers to you always. I mean, you know, to the day we part. That's love always. You've always been a great help to me. Brother, family, man. Somebody I look up to. I'm very, very grateful for you to be in my life and in my corner, especially somebody I talk to on a daily. So flowers to you as well. And flowers to what you're doing with what you guys got going as a family man and BTSV. Love what you guys are doing. And like I said, I can't be grateful enough that you gave me this opportunity, so I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Man, appreciate it, bro.
Thank you.
All right, man. So it's Adam, BTST, signing off. Appreciate you. See you next time. Love and blessings. Thank you.